Here we go.
Okay.
This is Michael Quercio of the 3 o'clock in the permanent green light, and you are digging DJ D Phoenix on the Groove Zone.
Ow! Rock and roll. Michael, oh my gosh.
This is drugs. This is your brain on drugs. Any questions?
It's yours?
No,
Your mother said she found it in your closet.
I don't know. One of the guys must
Must have what?
Look, Dad, it's
Where
not
did you get it?
Dad,
Answer me. Who taught you how to do this stuff?
You, all right? I learned it by watching you.
Parents who use drugs have children who use drugs.
This is the Groove Zone.
Oh,
Ow! Rock and roll. Michael, oh my gosh. What a pleasure.
hey,
So, you are are you in Los Angeles?
I am in a suburb of Los Angeles called
Well, okay.
Quercio, which is just north of Long Beach.
Okay, cool. I kind of figured you were on the West Coast, but I wasn't 100% sure. And LA is pretty much home, isn't it? And has been?
Yes, always has been.
Okay.
Just one big suburban city after another with the skyscrapers in the middle.
I haven't been down there since, actually, you know what? It's been 40 years.
Nobody is really from LA. They're all from some
I know.
city around LA, you know.
Yeah, Seattle's dealing with the same thing. Hey, speaking of dealing with in LA and Seattle, how are things going in COVID world for you? What's it like
Well,
down
it's actually opened up here in Los Angeles. The restaurants are now like, you can go sit inside again, and
Okay.
the malls are all open again. Within the last week or so, they're really just,
We're back to normal.
it's like, besides the masks and stuff, it kind of looks more normal than it has in the last year.
Right.
So.
Oh my gosh. I
And
think,
we are one of the strictest areas, so.
well, I hear that's because LA residents don't play by the rules sometimes.
Well,
Some kind of, but you know what though? Same here. And whether it's in pockets or whatever, it's something that none of us have, well, our generation anyway, something that none of us have ever really dealt with before.
no, it was bound to happen, I suppose, every 100 years or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, nobody's prepared for that. I'm so sorry I know some small business people, and it's been very hard on the restaurants and whatnot.
And that's what I keep thinking.
Relationships that have suffered death blows from it. So yeah, it's been a bummer.
And especially for the small business owner.
Yeah.
I know a number of them
I
that are.
mentioned the people that got horribly ill.
Right. Well, oh my gosh. First of all, let me do an introduction here so people know. Yes, guys, I am talking and hanging out for a little while today with Michael Quercio of the 3 o'clock. I totally am stoked because this is something, I was thinking about it earlier. I was introduced to you guys back in 1984, I believe, if I remember right. So yeah, I've known of you guys and I've loved you guys for a little while. I'd have to say 16 Tambourines, probably my ultimate favorite, but by far I've got a bunch of different songs by you guys that I totally love, but Tomorrow's the one.
So that's from that record, yeah. That record was a lot of fun because it was only like the first full-length album, because before that we had put out the 5-song EP.
Right. Now, is that Baroque Hoedown?
Yeah, and just after the same year as the much more punkier Salvation Army, which 3 o'clock kind of came out of with.
Right.
So when we came time to make that album, 16 Tambourines, I was already, 19, 20, and I wanted to make it, I was an epic, I have to make my epic. I have to, so I wanted to put strings and things, and I wanted it to be I didn't want it to be a rock and roll record with the guitars going gunga gunga gunga,
Right.
So
and we were inundated with that kind of sound, especially at that point in time. I think we were still trying to get out of the whole Van Halen sticks.
Yeah, and And that the first EP and by a lot of other bands, everything was very, rock. It was still very rock, and I wanted to make something that was more ethereal kind of. So a lot of those tracks are they're much more poppy than they are rock, which is.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I think that's their appeal though too.
I agree.
Definitely.
That's what made it so fun to make them, because.
Oh my gosh. And what a fun time too, to not only be a music fan, but to be a musician back in the
Well, there was just so many talented people all around you. And you just thought it was normal until years and years later when you realize that no, that was really
right.
something special.
Well, and it's got to be a weird feeling to know that you've made that kind of impression on people's lives. That you've made a real dent in their psyche, or in maybe their taste, or you influenced them in a style, maybe. Mr. Paisley Underground.
It is now. At the time, I had no idea that it was making that kids my age or younger were. I just even though the shows, a lot of people were coming to the shows and things, I just didn't realize that it was making an impression on people.
Just out of curiosity, so you guys formed in 1981, right? Isn't that?
Well, the original group Salvation Army.
Okay.
That was the punk band that the 3 o'clock came out of. Formed
Okay.
when I was still in high school, and we recorded.
Oh my God.
We went into a little 8-track studio that was in the city of Carson, where I grew up.
Okay.
I found it walking home from school one day, and then the 2 other guys in the band, I said, hey, let's, we were about to graduate. So I said, when we graduate, you always get money when you graduate. Let's go record some songs. And we did exactly that. We recorded these 4 tracks in this little studio. And you know how things, it shouldn't have happened like it happened, because they came out really cool. And that shouldn't have happened because the drummer had just started playing drums, and
yeah. Oh.
Me and the guitar player had been years in early on in junior high schools, and that being in cover Zeppelin, BOC.
Right.
So we really knew our chops. But anyway, we went in and made this really, really great 4-song tape. And then I'm familiar with a band that was around my area, very legendary, called the Minutemen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, D. Boone, who was the leader of the band, Mike Watt also.
Okay.
He saw us and approached me, and we were just, I think we just made that recording, just 18-year-old kids. He said, did you guys record anything? Yeah. And I had the little cassette tape in my guitar case, and I gave it to him with my number. And a few days later, he calls me and goes, I'd like to put out 2 of these songs that are 45. And they were just about to put out The Descendants. And they also discovered Husker Du. So these were really good guys.
Right.
The label was called New Alliance. So I was thrilled. And it was that 45 that really launched everything, because a DJ here in LA named Rodney Bingenheimer started playing it.
Rodney on the Rock.
A woman, Lisa Fanter from Frontier Records, who was putting out all the hippest bands in LA, the TSOL, the Adolescents, all the punk bands, Circle Jerks.
Okay.
She calls me out of the blue. I don't know how she gets my number. How people get your number when they...
Especially
and
back then.
Hey, I'd like to do an album by you guys. And I'm still 18, and so it all happened very quickly like that.
Wow.
But it's long story short.
But even as you're naming some of the bands, though, that kind of came out of that whole scene and out of that movement, 3 o'clock still kind of stands off separate because of the sound and the style that you guys created. It was something new. To me, it was like that. It was that one style of music that could bring the punks, the quote unquote wavers, and the kind of blooming psychedelic rock band all together, and created a sound that everybody dug.
As that original Salvation Army, that group had metamorphosized into the 3 o'clock. We got a new drummer. The guitar player left, and the new guitar player came into the 3 o'clock, Ray Gutierrez, Luis Gutierrez.
Okay.
And then Danny Benair, who was in a legendary LA band called The Quake and Fire Invisible. They were a bit older than us. These were seasoned to professional stuff. who
Right.
Lisa from Frontier kind of put us together, Mike and Ariano on keyboard.
Okay.
And then so we just got together and really, really clicked as a unit and as friends.
Okay.
And even with our age difference and everything. And at that same time, um, there was a whole thing going on where we had made friends. It's earlier on when we were still at Salvation Army, we had made friends with a group called, an all-girl group called the Bangs, who were doing really 60s influence stuff. And,
Okay.
and then as we were morphosizing into the 3 o'clock, we also at that very time came into friendship and camaraderie with a group called the Dream Syndicate and a group called the Rain Parade. And these were all just bands that were going on, and we all just kind of met and really became friends and go, let's do shows together. Let's combine all our groups, kind of like, and then that's what became.
The Paisley Underground.
I remember this was all going on, and there was a magazine down here called the LA Weekly that had it was very influential with their little music page.
Okay.
And a kid came out to like Hollywood and interviewed us at a Denny's, which was
Okay.
called at the time it's been bulldozed, but it was called the Rock and Roll Denny's because it's where all the rock people ate. Anyway, so he comes and he's talking, interviewing us, and he just kind of looks and goes, "Okay, so you're friends with this group, the Bangs, and you're friends with the Dream Syndicate. The Bangs later had to change their name to the Bangles."
Okay, that's what I thought.
History there. and the Rain Parade. And he looks at me. He goes, "What do you call this?" And I kind of looked at him. I said, "What do I call it? It's the Paisley Underground."
That's
And
really-
and then we didn't think twice about the interview until maybe a month later. I don't know, it was Lisa from the record company called, or somebody called and said, you guys are in the English NME magazine or Melody Maker.
Right.
They're all talking about the Paisley Underground. And I'm like, what? Apparently they had seen this LA article and latched on to that little blurb that they quoted me from.
Wow.
And all of a sudden it was like the name of this movement. And
Oh,
we
yeah.
thought, what?
Oh, yeah.
And so that's how that happened.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. See what happens? They say that your words are powerful. So, and it's funny too, because it wasn't until after that label came out that you started seeing a lot of Paisley among that crowd. And the music was going very kind of like neo-psychedelic.
There was a point maybe a year or so later that I went into like a shopping mall and the department stores had like the dummies were wearing Paisley shirts.
Oh, okay.
I was like, oh wow.
I've never done this before.
Oh, that's okay. Everybody smokes. You like it, don't you? It's fun.
Oh, yeah, I see what you mean.
Smoking is so much fun, you could die laughing. Don't even start. A message in the interests of your better health from the American Medical Association.